have a few packages from Books A Million that I'm going to be opening up. As you can see, I also have some manga that I've gotten over the past couple weeks. And then I also have some fan art prints, as well as some other merch, some stickers, an acrylic charm, some trading cards. So I'm going to share these prints, all this merch, and then I'm going to go through all the manga that I've already unboxed, and then I'll get these new packages opened up. I will have timestamps below, so if you only want to see the manga, you can go ahead and skip forward to that. But like I said, I'll start off with the prints that I got. So I made 2 different orders. This first order was from EMW, and I'll have their Twitter up on the corner of the screen. So I got these during their Black Friday sale. I got this Jinwoo print that I'm excited to put up once I get all of the volumes of Solo Leveling that I've ordered. I recently read the whole series and I really liked it. And they had just done this fan art, so of course I wanted to get it. And then I have a Robin fan art print from One Piece. Robin and Hancock are my 2 favorite girls in One Piece, and same with my husband, so this one is for him. And then I got this Sanji print. This is an older one from 2022, so for Black Friday, they did bring back some of their old designs, so I went ahead and picked up this Sanji while I was making this order, and it was on sale because all the older prints were on sale. And then I got another Sanji print, Sanji from One Piece. I'll put the shop name up in the corner. It is a little bit spicy, and I did actually order 2 prints from them, this one and the same print, but the NSFW version of it. And of course, I'm not going to share that one in this video, but gradually amassing my Sanji prints because he is my favorite One Piece character. Next, I have some stickers, and they're all from One Piece. Some of these, it's been a while since I got them, but I just totally forgot to share them in a haul video, so now I'm finally getting around to sharing them. And for these, I'll put the artist name up in the corner as well. So first, I got these 3 stickers of Sanji. He's so cute. This one I got on Etsy. And it was actually bigger than I expected it to be. It did have the sizing on the listing, but I guess I just wasn't paying attention, and it is as big as my hand. And then I got a handful more Sanjis, as well as I got this Shanks. I love him. He's so cute. And Zoro from Egghead Island. And then I got Sanji's version 2 from Egghead Island. And then 3 more Sanjis. And this was another order from Etsy, and I was glad they had so many that I could add to an order, because this one was from Australia, so I was able to order all of these together. And then the last stickers that I got were from an artist that I follow on Instagram, and I loved these 2 Sanjis. They're so cute. But then I also ordered from them an acrylic charm that has those 2 illustrations on each side, so it's just so precious. And I'm happy to have both the charm and the stickers. And the last bit of merch is a couple trading cards that I got. So if you watched my merch haul from Japan, all of the different merch that I got when we were on our trip, you'll know that I started collecting One Piece trading cards, predominantly of Sanji, and my husband started collecting as well. And I've been keeping an eye out for new Japanese releases because I am trying to collect predominantly the cards in Japanese. But I did get 2 English cards recently over the last few weeks, and they were both promo cards. So this one was from the One Piece Championship, and it was a card that was only released in English. So of course I had to get it. And then this one was from the gift collection. I think it was like a holiday release. And I thought that this one was only going to be released in English. And then after I got this one, I started to find listings in Japan for a Japanese version of it. So I was actually planning to order a Japanese one and then sell this one once I got it. But then I realized from all of the photos and the listings that the Japanese cards did not have this background on it. They were just like a flat eggshell color. Whereas this one, as you can see, has that detail in the background, so I decided to keep this one. And then in that same gift collection, I also got this Hancock card for my husband. Apologize for the glare, he has his in a top loader. But he collects Hancock, Robin, and Vivi. So I wanted to make sure he got this one. Okay, and now I'm going to get into all this manga. I really don't have the self-control to just let packages pile up and not open them. So almost all these ones that I opened already were packages that I just got one package with one book in it. So I opened it, and then the next day I got one package with one book in it. So I opened it, amassing these ones, but then today I got all 4 of these boxes, so I was like, I'll just open them on camera and go through all the ones I've gotten already. So I'll start with this one. Rascal Does Not Dream of Logical Witch. This is a 2-in-1 omnibus, making up the 3rd omnibus in this series. I actually have not read any of this yet, but it's a series that I really like the anime. I'm really curious what I'm going to think of the manga compared to the anime, because the manga is the latest adaptation, because it was released as a light novel that was then adapted to anime and then adapted to manga. So I am hoping that, obviously, that I will like it, but I am hoping that the manga releases in Japan will speed up a bit so that they'll be able to catch up to the light novels, because it was just earlier this year that this 2nd volume in this omnibus was released in Japan. So it was actually pretty quick that Yen Press got it translated and released in English, but I'm happy to have this one. And I almost forgot to mention, this is the seinen series that follows the main character, who is a high school boy, and his interactions with his different classmates. It's kind of interesting, each different character that he interacts with, it's because they're having some kind of supernatural phenomena happening to them. And as each light novel is him dealing with one classmate, it's the same with the omnibus volumes. So this girl is his friend, and she's in the earlier sections of the story as well. But then this is the section of the story that is more about her. And next is A Business Proposal, Volume 3. This is the manhwa series that I do like quite a bit. It's really funny and has a bit of an office romance. When the series released, I wasn't planning on picking it up because I really don't like this character. But apart from her, I like all the other characters, especially the male lead. These are both side characters. But I just find the male lead so handsome, and I really like the female lead too. And I have been watching the live action for A Business Proposal. I'm about 2/3 through it, and I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. And it actually has made me like this character a lot more than I did before. And so while I kind of dislike how she's portrayed in the manhwa, I'm just gonna, when I reread it, I will try to visualize the character in the live action that is actually more of a likable character. Next is A Sign of Affection, Volume 7. I love this cover. I feel like I've had this volume for a while because I've had the Japanese volume for a while, ever since they released it with the special edition booklet. And I just loved the cover illustration, and I couldn't wait to get it in English, and I can't believe we finally have it in English. The English release of this has been so slow compared to not just the Japanese release, but also other language releases like German. So I'm really hoping the next couple volumes won't be heavily delayed like volumes 6 and 7 were. The gap between the volume 5 and volume 6 release was about a year or so. Glad that this one was just a few months after volume 6, so. A Sign of Affection, volume 7. This is a shoujo university romance. I'm sure everyone already knows all about this series, but it follows a guy who loves to travel and learn languages, and his romance with a girl who is deaf. And it's very, very sweet. The art is gorgeous. I really love this series. And I'm excited to read it. I've had it now for a week or two, and I haven't read it yet because I think I want to go back and read some of the earlier volumes and then read right into this one. So I'm holding off until I can do that little reread. Another shoujo series, Tsubaki-chou Lonely Planet, Volume 5. I love this cover. I'm also really excited for the next cover, which is basically the same but with Akatsuki-sensei. This is one of my favorite shoujo series. I love this mangaka's art style, and I really love this story. It does have an age gap romance, but it follows this girl who takes on work as a live-in housekeeper for a historical novelist when her father, who is heavily in debt, has to leave home to start working further away. But I just really like the story. I really like the two main characters, and I'm happy to have another volume. This is another one that I feel like has been releasing kind of slowly compared to other shoujo series that started their release around the same time. But I'm just really, really happy that we have this in English now, and it'll eventually all be translated into English. It is already a completed series, so looking forward to the next volumes as I am just slowly rereading it as the physicals release. And then one more shoujo series, A Condition Called Love, Volume 5. This is another one that I really love. This one too I have read ahead because the digital release is about caught up with the Japanese release. This one is a very sweet high school romance following a girl who it's her first time experiencing romance and a boy who does have some yandere characteristics, but he's a very sweet boy as well. And this is a series that has really good character development for side characters, and I do like a few of the side characters in it quite a bit. This one is ongoing still, so I'm curious how long it's going to be. I think in Japan, Volume 12 is already out, but I don't know if Volume 13 has already been released. But I'm excited to see where the story goes. And then Solo Leveling. These volumes are kind of heavy because each volume is with color pages, so the paper is just a bit heavier than regular manga paper. But I have volumes 1 to 3 and 6 and 7. I did already get volume 4, but it arrived damaged, so I have since returned it for a new copy. And then volume 5 is on the way. I can't remember if volume 8 is the new release or if it's one that I pre-ordered, but I'm planning to collect this series in full. as I did recently read it and I really enjoyed it. But this is a manhwa series. I feel like everyone already knows all about it, but it's a fantasy action series. The first one that I've read like this, but I just really enjoyed it. This is my favorite character. This guy right here. But just put in a big order for all of the volumes because there was a big sale, and then additionally a friend was unhauling a few of the volumes, so I just took them off of her hands. And as the volumes release, I'm looking forward to doing another read of this series. Now that I know how it ends, before I got into the story, I was thinking I might not enjoy the ending of it or toward the ending because the main character just becomes so overpowered, but I just really, really liked his development through the whole story and just his character in general, and then his different interactions with the other characters. I just really liked how it went, so really looking forward to getting the rest of the volumes, and I really hope that we will get a physical release of the epilogue chapters so that we can have the full story and then the conclusion and time skip content. And then Tokyo Revengers, the 8th omnibus volume, so volumes 15 and 16. I feel really happy to have this because this didn't get lost in transit, but it went to a shipping hub and just sat there for like almost 2 weeks before then continuing its journey to me. So I got this way later than I expected I would. But as soon as I got it, I read it, and I just really like this series, Tokyo Revengers. I have read the whole series before, so I have been just rereading as I'm collecting the physical volumes. But I'm just really, really impressed with 7C's release of these omnibus volumes. They're so nice. I do really wish that we had gotten singles instead of 2-in-1 omnibus volumes, just because I love so many of the covers. But that being said, I'm really happy that just the print quality and the books themselves have just been really good quality, and really happy that they've been putting out the volumes pretty quickly too. So it's just already 8 omnibus volumes, so 16 volumes in just over a year since its release of the first omnibus. But it's a shonen action series that follows middle school age and high school age boys that are part of gangs. Even though its demographic is for a younger audience, it does have a lot of violent content as well as tragic content, but I really love this story. I really love a lot of the characters in it. And I've been just really enjoying it. I also have these 3 series. So Given Volume 6. So far I have Volume 6 and Volume 8, but I do have the rest on the way. Volume 9 was just released in Japan a few months ago, so I'm looking forward to getting that in English as well to complete the series. But this is a music-focused romance series that follows high school and university-aged boys. And then Love Nest Second, which is the continuation of Love Nest. In Volume 1, I already have the Love Nest Volumes 1 and 2, but now Love Nest Second, Volume 1. And this one is from the same world as Sayonara Game and Change World, but following one of the side characters as he becomes roommates with a man who is an architect. And then Anti-Romance, Volume 2. I do have Volume 1 on the way, and it is complete with these 2 volumes. And I've been really wanting to get something by this mangaka to have in my collection. I did recently pick up this mangaka's fan book, and so I'm looking forward to reading these volumes when I get the first one. This one and the first one both have extra content at the end, which is really cool. I love that they did this. I'm not sure. I don't think there's special editions because there's no regular edition. It's just these. But each one has a illustration collection at the end with full color illustrations, which is so cool that they just included it rather than having like a separate booklet. That's the cover illustration. So I'm excited to look at the illustrations when I get the first volume as well. Okay, and now moving on to my new manga. So I'm just going to go ahead and open all 4 of these, and then I'll go through the series that I got. And I'm going to try to open all of these upside down so that I don't have to cover my address. Okay, so these are the new volumes that I just got. And I did talk about these series, some of these series earlier, so Anti-Romance Volume 1. So now I have both of these 2 volumes. And just like the second one, this one has an illustration collection. And I just think it's so cool that they included these. I do like this mangaka's art style, so we'll be planning to read both of these pretty soon. And then next, Given Volume 4. So now I have 4, 6, and 8. I really like all the covers, how colorful they are. But then the spines are just kind of boring, but I guess they're colorful as well. But I do like this character. My favorite is Haruki, but then I also like Aki. This is the same series that I talked about before, following the high school and university age guys who are in a rock band together. Next is Escape Journey Volume 2. And I do have the other volumes on the way. This is a completed 3-volume series that follows 2 university students that have a history together. But I really like this mangaka's art style. I do have their art book, and I do have 2 other series by them, but they're both in Japanese, so this is my first series that I'm collecting in English by them. So this one too, once I get the other 2 volumes, then I'll go ahead and do a read-through of this one. And then Change World. So this one is a continuation of Sayonara Game, which follows 2 adults who knew each other. I don't remember if it was in high school or if it was in university, but I believe this is a 2-volume series that followed that one shot. And then Love Nest is the series that follows after this one. And then the last one, Volume 5 of Solo Leveling. And I'm just happy to be getting each volume of this one. I did read it digitally before, so I am looking forward to reading through my physicals once I get the one I'm missing. But this is one of my favorite sections in the story. When Jinwoo is kind of having a change in the work that he does. But happy to have this one. So I'll have to check now if Volume 8 is out yet or if that one I have pre-ordered. I know I ordered it, but I just don't know if it's on the way or if I have to wait on it. But I'm hoping I'll get that Volume 4 soon, and then I'll have the ones that are out so far. So this is everything that I've gotten recently. A few new releases, as well as a few series that have been out for a while that I just wanted to add to my collection. As well as fan art prints, merch, trading cards. And like I said, some of these series I am still missing some of the volumes, so I do have quite a bit of manga still on the way, as I did make a few big orders around Black Friday and afterward when there were some big sales running. So when I get those ones in, I will share them in my next haul video. But hope you enjoyed going through everything with me, and I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for watching.